Hey, it's Craig Steele here with ROKSTEDi, and today I want to go over a new product called the Quick Arca. It's a very similar concept to the Quick Picatinny rail that we have, only this is a Quick Arca. So obviously the Quick Arca is designed for single sling or swivel studded rifles on the bottom of your forend, designed so you don't have to drill and tap holes. Maybe you need one quickly out in the field, or your buddy doesn't have one. These are handy to have to be able to attach your rifle quickly to ARCARAIL that can go essentially allow you to attach to your tripod for a shot or your bipod. We suggest if you have dual swivel studs that you go ahead and use our Arca pick combo rail or another Arca rail. I'm going to show you guys how to install this. What we include is you have your rail, you have your base plate, and then we have a protective Vibram rubber piece here that will go over your forend, and there's a hole there for your sling or swivel stud. We provide you with two different size spacers for your sling or swivel stud. You may not need to use these, but these are here in case you need to. This rifle, I've already installed the smaller version or the thinner version of this spacer. We've included two pins, just like our Quick Picatinny. They're longer pins. You have a larger and then you have a smaller. There is a beveled side. That's the side you're going to want to install first as we get going here. I prefer to use the thicker pin, an Allen key for the set screws. And you also are provided two button head screws that can go in your plate. They act as stops, and I'll show you those later on. So first and foremost, we want to make sure that this is nice and taut here, and then you want to make sure, tighter the better, but sometimes you can't get that hole lined up perfectly. And then you're going to want to make sure it's nice and square and perpendicular the hole is compared to the line of your center of your stock. Then you're going to take your rubber gasket, slide that right on over the top. You're going to take your base plate and Quick Arca attachment and slide it over. I'm going to try to install the thicker pin here. And I'm going to look for hole alignment. I'll grab my Allen head key here. And there we got a nice alignment there. On the Quick Arca base plate, there's one side that's slotted open. So that's going to be the side you're going to kind of work from. Again, I'm doing it backwards here. So I'm going to put the beveled in first because it's easier to slide in. Continue to press that in, take the end of my Allen key, press it in a little bit more, went through. Now I'm just going to push that all the way in until it's flush, and there we go. Now we're flush and it's on there, secured with the pin. Now we just need to tighten. There's 4 set screws here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's kind of like doing a tire. You're going to do one side, then the other side on top. And then you're going to rotate over in kind of like a Z fashion, and instead of a star fashion down over here to this one, and then this one until you get it nice and tight. And then from there we can adjust it. So I'm going to start here, tighten down a little bit. That was just a little over a quarter turn. That was a little bit more threads to bite. Right, so it's already tight, not super tight, but it's already tight. One thing on the Quick Arca, you just want to make sure your spacing and nice and even all the way around, and that's why you're going to rotate back and forth, kind of crisscrossing these to make sure you have similar spacing on the actual plate. Tighten this one again. Back ones are getting a little tighter. Tighten this front one. So one thing to note, we do put blue Loctite on these set screws before they come to you, so they may be a little bit tight when you first break them over. That blue Loctite should hold, but if should you ever need or have one of these back out a little bit, just run some blue Loctite in it. I would stay away from red because red's pretty permanent. And you might run the risk of stripping your threads out. Okay, that thing is pretty darn tight. With our quick Arca and quick Picatinny, we can take out some of this angle here that we have because of the profile of the forend to help essentially allow you to have a more, so your legs on your bipods don't cross the line of your barrel there. It's pretty tight there. I don't think it's going anywhere. And now we got our Arca plate on there, and that's our quick Arca. We can run a sling on the back of here. The actual rail with the hardware installed right now is around 2.7 ounces. The length of the actual rail, workable Arca rail, is 3 inches. Arca rails are 1.5 inches wide. This is something to keep in mind. If you don't want some stick out, you can see this is a fairly narrow forend on the end. Has a little bit of stick out here. I don't think it looks bad at all. And the overall length from here to the bottom of the sling stud hole is 3.5 inches. Now I can come in here and grab my tripod and now I can put it on my tripod. As you can see, this isn't the most ideal place to put an Arca attachment point for, you know, basically a balance point for your rifle. That would be a full length rail, but this is to be able to utilize your rifle with your tripod setup in the field to where you don't have to drill any holes. It's a quick Arca rail and it still gives you the ability to have a rest by utilizing your older rifle stock with your tripod head and your bipod. We do include 2 button head screws, and you can put blue Loctite on these. You do not have to run these. The button head screws are 3/32 as far as an Allen key goes. Take and tighten them down. Again, you don't have to utilize these, or you could utilize one or the other. I probably, if I use the quick Arca, will not utilize these, but what they are for is so now you have a stop on your Arca attachment. So let's say your Arca attachment was to break loose a little bit. It's gonna hit that. If your Arca attachment wasn't adjustable like this one is, it's gonna stop on that plate. So it's not gonna be able to come out any further depending upon your latch mechanism. Again, you don't have to utilize those, but that's a feature we wanted to throw in. And this is, again, the quick ARCARAIL by ROKSTEDi.